And we're live.
Oh, all right. I
Let's
want to
try.
do the introduction, or you're going to do it.
You can do it this time.
All right. Hey, everyone.
You sound lame as hell
This
already.
is, huh?
You sound lame as hell already. Pick it up, man.
Shut your ass up. Anyways, this is the two good men, tentatively. Um, Myself, I am the Good Shepherd, and I'm here with Dr. Feelgood. Um, don't ask why our names mean what it means. That's none of your
All you
business.
need to know is I'm the better man.
Yeah, we let him delude himself for now. Anyways, we are just people who've consider ourselves more or less students, students of life itself. Life is an adventure. It's a learning experience.
And if you come in, you see a blank screen. Nothing's wrong with your stream. We're pretending to be shy. Just so you
Yes,
know,
yes, we're
we
playing.
actually got plenty of confidence. I mean,
Yeah,
like
you
big
can.
ball confidence, but
Yeah, you can look in our channels. We don't hide our faces, so you'll know what we look like. We
nah.
just
What?
not showing it right now.
Mine's up there right now in the icon. You see the mannequin? That's
Oh,
me. I'm everybody and nobody.
anyways, point is that we cover many topics. We're well versed in a lot of things. But at the end of the day, these are just our opinions and experiences we've been through and we've heard from people close to us. Will there be facts in here? Yes.
In fact,
But at the end of the day,
in fact, you ain't gonna like. Let's be real.
yeah,
Eh,
to be truthful, we're probably going to offend a lot of people, whether
Yeah,
we want to or not.
yeah. I mean, it's not intentional, but I mean, if we say something that you don't agree with, you're fine to disagree with it. But kind of learned at times that usually when people snap at something said without thinking about the response first, is because it kind of
Get a little close to home.
yeah, it hits home. So not that we're trying to offend you, that's not the case. But as he said, our own experiences and experiences of people we know close to us, we are very observant, um, very experienced. We've
Very
been through
random.
we've been through a lot of shit.
Yeah.
And just saying, we don't hate anyone, we don't despise anyone. We're just telling it as we have seen it, as we've experienced it. So, and we have questions, and we actually do want to hear another side, both sides, all sides.
Because we want to learn. Like we said, we're students of life. We want to learn. We want to share knowledge as well as learn from other people. Because once you stop learning, it's a wrap.
Yep, that's
You
it.
should learn something every day, even if it's a little bit.
So today we're just gonna wing it, and we'll talk about men and women. Nothing really in particular, except maybe some minor annoyances, and not because only we personally find annoying. Some shit we really don't, but it's mainly about understanding why this is done or why it's done this way. So, as I say, no topics really in particular, but we're just gonna dive right in. Please feel free to say what you want to say in the chat. Um, ask any questions. I'm not going to block your opinions or stomp on them, anything like that. Actually, we want to hear what you have to say. We really do. We want to see it. So definitely feel free to chime in. It's open discussion. We're not here to say that your opinion is any less valid than ours. We really aren't.
Wait, we're not overlords dictating everyone and
Well,
everything.
well, we can be if we know we're right. We can do that. If we know we're right, if we know, which is most of the time,
Well, I mean, nothing's an absolute in life, really.
we are. Think
Well,
about it.
we're absolutely good, but how you perceive that good is a whole other conversation.
True. But at the same time, I mean, let's just think about this. I mean, you and I know we're good men. We're good men, of course, because we got good in our names and we're
Right.
men. So we're good men. I'm sure we're good for every woman out there. I don't care who you are, what your background is, what you look like. I'm telling you, there's something you're going to like about us no matter what it is. I don't care who you are.
That's a bold statement. Probably accurate, but bold nonetheless.
Damn right.
So,
And let me just go ahead and tell you for any women that come in here, don't ask for the sign. You're not going to get it. So don't ask for the
oh,
sign.
should I tell them that I'm a Scorpio? Wait, no, I thought I was a
I'm not gonna lie. I'm
Sagittarius.
gonna straight up lie.
Really?
I'm gonna be every sign they say.
But I'm very perceptive. Is that a Gemini? No, wait. But I'm confused. That means I'm Aries. That I am a
I think
Gemini.
my sign is a hobbit. Is that a sign?
But You know what? It could be
It-
a sign of a. We won't talk what that sign would be, but that's a whole other conversation.
oh, yeah. But anyway, let's get to it.
Right.
So, ladies, obviously there are a lot of things you guys do that can annoy men at times. Like one of my pet peeves is, let's say you're dating and you call a guy. He says, be ready by 8 o'clock. He calls you at, let's say 7:58, and you say, I'm ready. And then he waits another 15 minutes, and then you say you walk out the door. And then probably around 8:30, you're finally getting in the car. Now, this has happened to me recently, and I have discovered that when a woman says she's ready, that just means she got her clothes on. That doesn't mean she's finalized her outfit. That just means she got her clothes on. That to me, that could be you should put on makeup, lip gloss, do your hair. But when a woman says she's ready, what she's really saying to me is that her clothes are on her body, but she ain't ready to walk out the door. And I need to know why y'all be lying about this shit. Don't tell a man you're ready when you know damn well you're half an hour out from jumping in this car. I experienced that recently, less than a month ago, where a woman told me she was ready, and we didn't leave until half an hour later. And I'm sitting there in the car thinking, I think she lied to me. Now she's a lovely woman,
I don't think she lied to you. I think it's perception.
but
That's one thing
exactly.
I'm
But
learning.
when they say they're ready, what do they mean? What do you mean? I want to know. When you say you're ready, I want any of you that hear this to tell me exactly what you mean, whether it be in the comments, whatever. But tell me what it is you mean,
I feel they
and
have
we'll
their
come back
own
to it.
language.
You say language?
Yeah, like a language, whatever culture they're from, they have a sub language. Like regardless if it's English, Mandarin, Cantonese, Japanese, whatever, they have their own little subdivided language of how they perceive and relay information.
Okay.
Because they don't, I don't think they believe they're lying. But
No, I know that.
to a man, we're like,
That was a bold faced lie.
it's like that's a lie. Like what?
Yeah.
But they don't. And that's one thing I'm learning is perception. Perception is a mug. Oh my god, I love and hate perception.
But it
Do you want to
just
explain perception?
no, I don't want to get into that shit. That's never going to end. But that's just one little pet peeve. Like I say, it doesn't piss me off. It can be irritating at times, but I'm actually a very patient man. I'm very patient, just
Sit
so you
with
know.
your chest. Sit with your feel.
I got a bird chest, so I can't do that. If I say my chest, you'd be like, so I can't do that.
Say it with your face.
I just did.
Did you really?
If you didn't hear me, it's probably I'm not manly enough. But
What is manly?
yeah, great transition. So now, before I continue, let me let you guys know I've gotten opinions from other women that I've met, that I've known. Some are actually dear friends of mine. But when you ladies say you want a manly man, what is manly exactly? I know it differs from person to person, but generally speaking, what is a consensus?
Is it
Because I've heard a woman tell me, this is a dear friend of mine actually. She said, what most women mean when they say that is basically a man that is, he's nice, he can be sensual, he's successful, but he also can be a little bit rough at the right times in the right places. And I'm thinking, okay, but that's still very vague. So she specified and said, hey, we want a guy that's, that's loving, understanding, can be sensual, can be, emotional at times, and he listens to us, but at the same time, he will throw your ass on the bed and damn near rape you or something. I said, so like men say, I want a woman in the streets and a freak in the sheets. But at
their
this,
version of it?
yeah, I guess
Oh,
so.
it's like that Destiny song. I want a soldier. No.
Don't bring that shit up because that was a national anthem, and to me, that's not what any of them really wanted. But I could be wrong because let's is that working out for y'all? Just saying.
So I guess I should mention no scrubs either.
Don't mention no scrubs, but didn't the men have a song to combat that?
Pigeons,
Pigeons.
sporty thieves. Damn, we cracked it up. That's a classic.
Just saying, like I say, ladies, I'm not attacking you. I just I want to understand because I'm not gonna pretend to be the manliest guy out there. I ain't no bitch.
I'm a manly man. United States Marine Corps, Semper Fidelis.
You have
But
to
I'm a complete coward and a punk.
don't mind my friend. He says he's a marine. I call him a sardine. Just saying. I love y'all the same though, man. Much respect. Hoorah. See, I knew that.
You're so freaking annoying. Oh my god.
I knew that.
Ah,
But
you're gonna catch these hands one day, I'm telling you.
I've heard that before. And I again something I just want to know about. And you mentioned something a while back about
Hmm.
communication.
Well, one thing I've learned in life, and for the record, I'm not some guru, because I will be clear, I'll fuck that up too. But what I have learned is communication is key in any type of relationship, either as friends, colleagues, um, in an intimate relationship. Communication is key. And the problem is we don't know how to communicate. Now to make it even worse, and I've been guilty of this. Many people have been guilty of this. We don't listen. No, because people hear and then they wait for their turn to respond, but they're not really listening.
True.
Because that's another thing. People confuse listening with hearing. Hearing means the words came, you acknowledge the words, but
Listening is
that's it.
processing.
Listening is actually processing it fully, being able to
You're right. And
understand.
it's on both sides. But I also mentioned something I want to mention that you brought up. Now, ladies, I can't lie. When he mentioned this about a month ago, I found it to be true, at least from my experience, my perspective. But he said, as much as you guys complain about lack of communication and requests from men, that men be more communicative, guess what? That's the one thing that y'all
Oh,
do not do. You request it in a man, but you don't do so yourself. And let me give you an
okay.
example of that. Before you go,
Go
let me give
ahead.
an example. But we had to hold on to that.
Hmm.
How is it that you want someone that knows how to communicate and communicate well, no matter what it may be, but when y'all have an issue and a man asks you, "Hey, what's wrong?" you say nothing when you know it's something it's obvious, or you like to hint at what you want done, but you never communicate it effectively. So in other words, you want to give hints and you want to give a mug or give a certain type of face or body language, but you're not saying with your mouth what you want a man to do, what you did like, what you don't like, what you will prefer. You want him to understand as if he's supposed to be psychic.
Jesus
You want
Christ.
communication, but you don't provide it your damn self. Now, I'm not saying it's every woman. I'm speaking in general. Again, I come across this. I'm very communicative. I really am. I'm also brutally honest. However, I'm pretty sure every man that's listened to this has at least once asked a woman, "Hey, what's wrong? Something bothering you?" Nothing. Are you sure? Like you can tell what it is. I'm fine. Like for real. You sure nothing's wrong? It is what it is. And you know that shit.
Oh
It is
God.
what it is. I'm
Oh,
thinking,
I hate that.
you know,
Let's be clear. Go ahead. Finish what you got
I
to
mean,
say.
but to me, as I say, I just think y'all should work on that. Stop requesting that you want men that communicate more when you yourself only like to give hints. You go ahead.
And that's what I'm going to go into. Let's be clear. It's not really about communication per se. It's more about how you communicate. The thing is, you guys are communicating in a language that men don't really understand. Like you guys communicate through body language and gestures. Yeah, we could pick up on some of it, but the reality is we're not superhuman in that regards. So a lot of men were often confused, baffled, and frustrated. And you become confused, baffled, and frustrated because you're like, how come he doesn't understand? Well, um, we communicate with words. We communicate with direct words. Men prefer to be direct. it feels like women will dance around the subject, but then get confused and frustrated when we don't understand. Now, once again, we're not saying all women, but it's. I find it fascinating that they'll be like, well, why don't men communicate better or communicate more? The thing is, in some cases, men go by more is less. We say certain things and we're very direct about it. You know, it's been said time and time again. Women communicate how many times more than men? How many more words a day do women use than men? It's exponential. I forgot the numbers. But it's like if a man says 10 words, a woman is more likely to say 50 or something along those lines.
Yep.
The problem is, it feels like we need someone to walk around with us and summarize all of that because it just becomes a long run on sentence that makes no sense.
I get it.
I don't know, man.
I agree. And again, this is something I've noticed. I told you we're gonna be all over the place with this, and we're not trying to cover all topics, all bases. We didn't have this.
No, we change topics all the time.
None of
This is
this is
just a current
scripted.
one.
We don't even have bullet points at this point. We really don't. This is all off the top of our heads, just from what we can recall at this moment. But as I say, we're not complaining. We're just trying to understand certain things. And we can even give examples. So I take a person at their word. So if I ask you, and this is me personally, if I ask you what's wrong, now I know someone in this chat is going to say, well, we may not want to talk about it right then. Okay, I'm not forcing you to talk about it. I just ask you what's wrong. You can tell me what's wrong, or at least let me know something is wrong and that you'll get back to me later. You can communicate that. See, I'm not asking you to tell me when we discuss it then. I'm simply saying, I'm asking, hey, what's wrong? Because I can tell something's wrong. Now, if I'm wrong about that, then say, hey, look, truly nothing is wrong. Now, if you feel now, some women I've heard had some friends admit this that hey, we could be in our feelings and we know we shouldn't be mad, but somehow we can't get over that feeling at that moment. So we say, just give us some time. I get that too. But still, communicate that. Because a good man, like us two dudes here, good men don't want to leave with you in a foul mood.
Yeah.
We don't. No matter how minor it may be, we would rather try to resolve it or at least understand why in a foul mood so we know not to do that thing again.
That's another problem.
What?
And I've heard this from women. Sometimes they don't want the problem to be solved. They just want to express themselves. They just don't know how to convey it. See, man, we see a problem. We want to solve it right then and there. Sometimes women just want to just feel whatever that is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The problem is they don't always know how to convey it.
My whole thing is I really just I want to understand. And I'm really asking that you communicate more. Even when something's wrong, understand that sometimes when you think we should know, we really don't know. If we ask you what's wrong, you may be thinking, I've heard this before. I've had this happen to me with my ex. She would say, what have we been talking about? What have I been talking about? I said, well, it's been about 2 hours now, and we cross a multitude of topics. Are you mad about everything we discussed? Or just something that happened an hour ago we first started? If we're asking,
Specify.
we really just want to know. So once we start discussion, we can focus on that. Let me ask you guys a question. Have you ever gotten an argument or a discussion? Let's just say that. And about an hour later, you forget what the hell started in the first place. Let's say she got mad at you let's say she got mad at you for not going to the post office before it closed. So you forgot to stop for whatever reason. You get home. She gives you this face, this look. She doesn't tell you. And then once y'all do discuss it, she then talks about you do this stuff at the grocery store. I seen with the list and you forget that. And then it goes to the grocery store and you forgetting stuff there you forgot to wash the car one day 2 weeks ago. Then about 2 hours later, while y'all are still going back and forth, you actually forget the original reason why she was pissed off in the first place. And she did too. That
I think
happens a lot.
I think that falls under communication though.
True. I can see that. I can see that.
The thing is, we don't want to be nagged, but if we're truly a forgetful individual, that's a whole other ball game. So how do you resolve something like that? That's another thing. If you and I don't get me wrong, I've been guilty of such, where you will just create this check mark, a list of all these things instead of addressing it right then and there. And then one day an argument happens, and now you list off 15 different offenses. But like, wait, I thought we were arguing about this. No, you forgot to take out the trash. You walked in the house one day, wet footsteps into the kitchen. You know, not keeping in mind that you just carried 15 bags of grocery all at once by yourself,
Yeah.
or you like you said forgot to drop off something at the post office, stuff like that. They'll just check off all these different things, and then out of nowhere, you just get bombarded with a list, and you're like, wait! I thought you were mad about this.
Yeah.
That's another issue. It's like if you have a problem, discuss it, because the thing is, a lot of that stuff could have been resolved if you simply communicated. The same way you say you want guys to communicate with us.
Yeah. And to be honest, ladies, really listen carefully. Sometimes I can't lie. We do have at least some type of understanding as to what you could be referring to, but some of us are smart and we want to verify if that same thing is still affecting you. We may know that, oh shit, she's talking about what we were arguing about earlier, and that's fine. But if we ask you again, it's not because we forgot. Sometimes we want to make sure that what you're mad about now is the same thing as before, because you would hate for us to think you're referring to topic A when it was actually topic C.
That's another thing. Yep.
See, we can't read your mind. You're far more emotional than we are. That's why we ask. We like to ascertain as to what you're referring to. If men ask you questions, it's because either we don't know or we want to make sure
I
we are going to
understand.
this in the right direction for the right thing and for the right reasons. I mean, how many times you've been talking to a guy and you can tell on his face he doesn't know what the hell you're talking about. He's been there since the beginning. He's not ignoring you, but he's probably thinking, "Wait, I thought we were talking about this. She talking about that shit? That was a month ago." Trust me, it happens. We're not trying to piss you off.
It's no disrespect. We're literally trying to process. You have to keep in mind, men we have this guy said it beautifully. Men like to put all stuff in contained boxes. Each box has a topic. So if I'm opening up this box, say it's cars, I'm not looking at all the other thoughts. I'm looking at the box about
I seen
cars.
that, and you talk about the woman's like a ball of wire. Yeah,
Yeah, that's really good.
that was a very good comparison. I have to admit.
Because we men we tend to compartmentalize our thoughts. Some of us are different. I have ADHD to the max, so I tend to open up multiple boxes and forget to close them sometimes. But the point is, we usually keep things compartmentalized, so it's easy to forget or dismiss something if we're on another topic. You women, from what I know, you guys kind of have all the thoughts going all at once. So in your own way, you could kind of hold on to a topic and keep going. We're talking about shoes right now. What happened with the food? I thought we were talking about shoes. You said you like these shoes. Wait, no. Oh, we're on dinner now. Okay. So what are you doing for dinner? Oh wait, no. You're talking about the garbage. Wait, what? Huh? Okay. So are we going to dinner or are we making dinner?
Yeah, just
That's
saying,
just a random
people,
example.
and just so you don't think we're picking on you, ladies. We men know we fuck up too.
Oh yeah, we fuck up all the
We
time.
they look
We don't
we,
mean to, but that's what
yeah,
happens.
we don't mean to, but we know that too. And just a few things for the guys. As of late, I recently had a very bad breakup or whatever. Relationship over 10 years. Really, I won't go into details, but there you have it. Now, I run into many women while dating that says that the dating pool has pee in it.
Damn.
I mean, I've heard that more than a few times, okay? And I'm seeing women's profiles. They are requesting the simplest of things out of men. good conversation or can hold a conversation, have your own car. And they even say stuff like, no, you can't come to my house and Netflix and chill. No, I don't want to meet you on the first day. N- Look, I did not know it was this bad. I hadn't been in a dating game in over 15 years because I've been in a serious relationship. I did not know it was this bad. I did not know. And I've discovered that there are also a lot of women that are going about things the wrong way. They really are. But guys, please let me talk to you for a minute, okay? I don't give a shit what your background is. I need y'all to go back to being civilized, act like you have an education, talk like you at least got past the fifth grade. All right.
I don't know. That sounds like sim talking. Real men don't submit like that. You feel me?
Look, this ain't about submission, man. This is. I'm sorry. I've seen way too many comments. I've been in way too many conversations, and I'm telling you, I'm seeing some of the same shit. I don't know what it is in men today, but I can't lie. Good men like us, we're looking good. We ain't doing shit. I literally had gotten credibility for saying, "Hello, how are you doing? How old is your kid?" Like I've literally gotten credibility for asking a woman how old her child was.
Showing courtesy and giving a shit about a fellow human being.
Yeah, I literally have got credibility in a text by asking how old her child was. She literally said, "You know what? I thank you for asking because most men don't." And I'm thinking, you're a young single woman, single mother, and I'm thinking the least I can do is ask because I really am interested in knowing because that to me that determines how available you are. That determines how much free time you may have, and that lets me know whether or not, like, hey, look, I probably shouldn't be trying to do certain things because of how old her child is. If she has, let's say, an infant, she probably doesn't want to go to her house, and she probably won't be willing to leave the house and come visit you at your house, leaving her infant. Like that's just common sense.
Wait, are you trying to apply logic?
Yeah.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Well, I know we can't do it when it comes to women, but to men, we are logical. We're logical creatures.
Okay, just don't bring common sense. Let's stick to logic.
No, simple sense is what it should be called now.
Okay, we'll go with that.
Get that from my boy, Liger.
Simple sense. How simple? As in simple minded or just simply simple? Like how is that applied?
Well, honestly, today's people, they're barely simple minded, if I'm being honest. Like I said, I've heard.
But we're the smartest we've ever been, though.
No, we're not. The word smart means dumb to me. Like, to me. But, ladies, let me just say, I understand. And although I haven't run into these men a lot directly, I feel your pain. And I will even apologize to someone, not because I raise them, I have no kids like that, but or I encourage it, but I know it must be tough that most of what you run into today is not favorable. But I have to say this: y'all do know y'all the reason for that shit, right? More or less. Do you know why men are more simple? Because you're not requesting or requiring them to do more than what they're doing. Let me give you an example. And I've said this to more than a few women, friends of mine. If what you're selling, let's say for example, if the product you're selling,
Yes.
if the product that you're offering, that you're promoting is a TV dinner, don't get mad if the man comes into your store and all he wants is a TV dinner. That's what you're promoting. Let me tell you what I'm referring to. If in your photos, if you are sitting on your bathroom counter with your ass poked out, if you weren't revealing clothing, and I know we've heard this a thousand times,
Did it perfectly. Actually.
but if this is what you're promoting in your photos, you got your tongue out, you got your lips all glossy, which nothing wrong with that really, but you got your ass out, you wearing shorts, you wearing fishnet shit. If you're doing all this and then a man approaches you and that's what he wants from you, or mainly all he wants from you,
But why can't a woman just want to feel sexy though?
she can feel sexy. But
some women just want to feel.
I mean, I get that, but you can't get mad if all that man wants to buy is exactly what you're promoting. If you're promoting that I got ass, and what y'all like to say, and y'all, I did a video about this, but y'all all like to say that you got some good ass pussy, right? If that's what you're promoting, don't get mad if that's what a man wants to sample, that's what he wants to buy. He walked into the store, he may have actually wanted something else, but if all you're promoting is that, guess what? That's all he wants to buy because that's all he sees. Now, if you
Yeah,
promote
pussy
yourself,
special. Thank you.
huh?
No, I said
Oh,
I like the pussy special. No.
exactly. So I'm just saying, the reason why a lot of men are simping and cucking and all this stuff. Hope you two don't catch that. If that's all they're doing, really, let me tell you something. It's only because that's all y'all require of them. They see it as if I offer you money, if I offer to take you out, if you see I got a nice car and stuff like this, you're being simple, so they're being simple. If you're complex, they'll be complex. So let's say you have a scintillating conversation. You talk about anything from politics to how you feel about dating or how you feel about it can be something political, it can be anything, even relationships. It's just anything, any topic, a TV show. You talk about that shit. If a man ain't interested in that, he'll go away pretty soon. But if he is, he can carry on a conversation with you, which is why I see why some of y'all request a man can carry on a conversation. However, some of y'all saying that shit, I've seen your dating profiles and I'm thinking, it looks like you're more likely to put out than talk.
You know what?
No offense.
It can be put simply. One thing I've learned, and it's a challenge for me sometimes, is that you get in life what you put out. So if you want something of high quality, you need to carry yourself of high quality. Not false pretenses, mind you, with high quality, with character, if that's what you want. If you want a man of character, you have to be of character. If you want a thug man, then carry yourself as someone that a thug man would want. If you want a man that desires, you know, how do I put this? Oh, I know. Women always desire this corporate thug.
Oh
Okay,
yeah. Oh yes.
what would a corporate thug want? That's the thing. You have to look at it that way.
And
You
also,
know, if you're a hunter, you got to put out the right bait. And the problem is a lot of people are putting out the wrong bait and then get mad at what they capture.
yeah, like I just said, and I would say this to its point of a corporate thug, ladies. Although I can understand why you want that,
There's not that many of them.
guess what? Ask yourself this: how many other women are looking for the same thing? And then your second question should be, where do you fall in the ranking? Let me explain why. Here's an example. It's an example. Let's say you're 35 years old. You got a kid, right? You're 35, got a kid. You work two jobs, a full time and a part time, and you want a corporate thug. We all want someone that can take, that can provide and be a good man, be fair. We all want that, truly. So I understand. The corporate thug, when it comes to you in that scenario I just gave, I hate to sound like Kevin Samuels when I say this, but if you're 35, you got a full time and part time job or whatever, and you got one child, at best, and I don't give a shit if you are built like J Lo. You can be built like Megan Thee Stallion. It don't matter. At the highest, you are rated possibly a 7 or 8 on a scale of 1 to 10. Let me tell you why. To a corporate thug, you have a child. That means your time, no matter how organized you are, is limited. That's one. Two, the baby's father could or could not be in the picture. That's also a complication he may or may not want to deal with. Three, you're mid 30s and you're single and you're working too, and you being mid 30s and single, that makes you look less viable. Because, hate to say this, but if you are in your 30s and you're single, ladies, men look at that as you either got some shit going on with you or you're falling off. That's how some men look at that. Because you at least should have dudes trying to do stuff for you, whether they have good intentions or bad. I'm just saying what I've heard. I've actually heard someone tell me this. Like they told me this directly, not my perception, not my outlook. So let's say you are an 8 out of 10 with this scenario. That's actually a good ranking. But there are plenty of other eights out there, nines and tens. A
With the
woman,
same man.
there is another woman out there that, hey, let me tell you who outranks you. Who's gonna be the easiest pull for him? Who he's gonna go to first? One, a younger woman in her late 20s is also looking for him because he got money. She's easy to please. So she ain't got no kids. So guess what? A woman without kids, he can more easily get to her, have sex with her. She got more free time. A woman that's your age or you're around your age and got one job and or career, guess what? She's more accessible. She has more time and more money. She can do shit on the same level in a sense. She's not just riding on him or depending on him and hoping he do something. See, there are other women that far outrank you in that regard, no matter how good you look. If that's your scenario, you're an 8 out of 10 at best. That's not shitting on you. I can't lie. I like a damn good 6 out of 10. That's my preference. I actually prefer a 6 or 7 out of 10. And that's not because I have a confidence problem. It's not. I just like a down earth woman. Period. So, all you looking for a corporate thug, let me tell you, there's one corporate thug to probably every 10,000 women, if not worse, probably 100,000.
It's probably close to 100,000.
And let me tell you something. There are women out there that are throwing it at him a lot easier than you can, and a lot
A
faster.
lot of demands that he may or may not want to even deal with.
And even if he sees you, he'll knock you down, but you're just another notch on the belt. You're just another one. He won't even remember your name. And let's say if he does remember your name, you won't be the only one ever, no matter what you're throwing at him. Because another woman has the same shit. She got the same muscle between her legs, and guess what? It serves a single purpose to him. It gets him the hell out. It produces a nut.
Here's the thing. We're not telling you to settle. We're just telling you to be realistic with your circumstances. Because there's a lot of good men around you that would probably do even more for you than that corporate thug. Don't get me wrong. If you can get them, get them. But the thing is, a lot of y'all are trampling over. Don't get me wrong, men. We're dumb too. Don't
Yeah.
get me started.
We're super simps.
Oh man, we go on.
We're super simps.
The point is, there's nothing wrong with having a goal, but you have to be realistic in where you're at and what you want in life. Like I said, you get what you give. What can you give? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like you have to be of the level of what you want to receive. If
Exactly.
you want something high level, you need to be high level yourself.
Exactly. And to say, we're not telling you not to try. We're saying be realistic with most of your wanting. And let me also tackle that because Shep and I, we had discussed about a discussion about this a while back, actually multiple times. But all of y'all asking or desiring a quote unquote alpha male, we need to school y'all on what an alpha male actually is. It's been a big misconception. See, the alpha male, which they're referring to a pack of wolves, is not the strongest and biggest wolf. It's actually the grandfather. It's actually the most experienced wolf, the oldest, the one that's been around the longest. He knows the tricks of hunting. He knows the forest and their territory like the back of his paw. Like he knows it well. In other words, they all go to him for the experience to learn. In other words, he's the wisdom of the group. He's not the strongest. He's not. He's not the biggest. He's merely the wisest. So your concept of alpha male, basically a lot of y'all looking for a grandpa. If since you're using that term, that's what a true alpha male is. Look it up. It's not the strongest. Now you can say, well, what I mean is this. What you're looking for truly does not exist. Not in that terminology. It doesn't. Everyone, and I think the statistics I read years ago. The top 90% of women, I say 80% of women, are all gunning for the alpha male. Whereas the bottom 80% of men are going for the bottom, or like the top 6% of women, something like that. So almost every woman is gunning for the alpha male and only will settle for that. Meanwhile, most men will settle for the bottom 60%. We're not even going for the alpha woman.
That's because we have more simple goals most of the time. A lot of times we just want a good companion, someone we could vibe with, someone we could have good times, eat some good food, and pardon the crassness, but we've already been crassing this whole podcast. Want to fuck? You want sexual compatibility, and it doesn't take a 10 out of 10 woman for that.
No,
You
it
just
doesn't.
need someone that you're genuinely attracted to, and you get along with.
That's it.
So it's like that old joke about the husband store and the wife store.
Yeah, that was funny.
That is something else. Long story short, no, just you want to say the joke, no.
No,
Yeah,
no,
no, we won't
no.
get into it. Look it up.
Look it up.
The wife store and the husband store.
Go to YouTube, of course, and type
Long
in a
story
wife store
short, women
Hutchinson
have more complicated and often unsatisfied, while men will settle for a lot
for the
less. But
simplest
is it
things.
really settling? Because if you're content, if you are content, is it really settling?
No, it's not. It's not really settling. It's about being satisfied, and
Exactly. So if
satisfaction
you're
is enough.
satisfied, you're not settling.
But let me tell you, ladies, there's too many of you battling for the top tier of men. And guess
So a
what?
lot of women are
He
sad
won't
and
he
unsatisfied.
won't settle for any one of you. He will actually knock you all down and then some, and those lower than you too. That rank lower, just because he can. I've met men like this. And these men, some of them have actually been married, where their wife, in my opinion, was probably 8 or 9 out of 10, but yet I've been out with them and they're looking at sixes and sevens, and they're willing to bust them down,
We don't
knowing
discriminate in that regards. I mean, we have our preferences, but we don't discriminate like that.
we really don't.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying all men are hoes, but
And I'm not condoning that behavior. I have never cheated. I don't believe in cheating. I still don't. And
agreed.
I've been cheated on, and so I know how it feels. So I don't believe in
See,
it. I won't do it.
that's a shitty feeling.
But I will tell you that, and this is gonna sound mean, but I'm not trying to be condescending, but you need to dial back your standards. I'm not saying settle for a piece of shit. I'm not saying that. But y'all gotta stop looking for the alpha male. You gotta stop looking for that. Because let me tell you something. What you think it is not. That's one.
That's a
But two,
fantasy.
none of you will lock them down. Let me give you a couple of examples. I'm pretty sure most of y'all would agree that Beyonce is an alpha female. Jay-Z fucked around. I'm pretty sure many of you would think Halle Berry's an alpha female. Eric Benet fucked around. I'm pretty sure J-Lo's an alpha female. She got fucked around on. Adele, there's been plenty of them. Mary J, they've all been cheated on. And recently, Nia Long. I'm just saying, no matter how good you look, that body part feels the same to every man. All he wants to know, and I forget what comedian said this, but the only thing, I hate to sound so crass, but the only thing better than good pussy is new pussy.
I know what you're talking about. I can't think of the
I
comedian's
forget,
name.
but it is a true story. It don't matter how good you say it is, you can have the WAP. And you see what happened to her, don't you? Released that song, and dude had no shame in what he was doing. No shame. You bragging about how good it is in the song, and yeah, your dude had been cheating the whole time. You know
The
what I'm
thing
talking
is,
about?
stop with the facade.
Yeah,
That's
stop.
that's the reality.
All
If
y'all
you're
got to go when y'all
genuine,
think about that.
if you're genuine, the dude will be genuine. And if he ain't shit, then regardless of what you're doing, he ain't gonna be shit. So you have to really look at the dude you're with in the first place.
Yeah. See it for what it really is. I know y'all want a trophy piece. Men want one too, but men have learned how to settle too. A long time ago, we do want the best looking one. I won't lie. We want a great looking woman that people can be jealous of, but in a sense, we don't want other men to be jealous like that. We don't. Y'all, to me, y'all want other women to be jealous of what you got.
Well, it's a competition. That's what I'm
And
learning.
and I'm thinking, y'all need to stop that shit. Stop bragging about your man like that. Stop even showing him off like that. If you got a good man, you find him very attractive, I need y'all to close your mouths and keep him hidden.
That's another thing that baffles me. I've heard way more stories. Don't get me wrong, dudes, we do it too.
Yeah.
But I've heard way more stories of women backstabbing each other than dudes backstabbing each other. It's like, what? I gotta find out why. What's this whole competition, this anger?
I don't know,
Like,
man. I don't
because
know.
honestly, women could run the world right now. On paper, they're supposed to be far more intelligent than us, and they outnumber us. So why is it that the men running the world? That makes no sense to me, unless
Yeah,
you want it to be.
yeah, but
But we won't get into that subject right now.
yeah,
That's
that's
already
for
that
later.
probably pissed off a bunch of people just even bringing that up.
And again, this is not the purpose. We're just telling from what we've seen. We're not saying this is how it is for sure. This is how everyone is. We know there are exceptions to every rule. Just speaking on
Please
like a
feel free
comedian.
to correct us because we want the output. But let's be clear. This is a discussion. We don't want no ignorant. No, let's discuss.
We're not bitter. We're not woman haters. We're not betraying other men, and it's nothing like that. We're just being open and honest. I'm telling you what I've seen, what I've experienced, and so is Shep here. That's all we're doing. And I'm honest when I say we really are two good men. We believe in being faithful. We don't cheat. We don't do that shit. We don't believe in it. In fact, we will probably choose to hurt ourselves when we hurt somebody else.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, I know that's being very brutally honest. But
I've
this
played
get
the line in the past. I won't lie, but it wasn't intentional per se. But anyway, we won't get into that.
but although we are two good men, we've actually have been hurt and done dirty. We have been hurt and done dirty by good women. That's what's so messed up about it. By actually women we think are genuinely good. They are genuinely good women, but they have some fuck shit about them. Honestly.
Sometimes
And
things just
they
don't work
and
out
they
the way we
literally
planned.
I could say, even for both of us, we were truly taken advantage of. I'm just speaking from experience. So, but I don't use that as a reason to be bitter. I'm not bitter. I still love women. I still want to date women. I'm still dating. Like I still would want to date, like truly. But I'm telling you right now, it's just interesting some of the things we see. I literally have listened to women that I've talked, like I'm just talking to them, and they'll say how bad things are. How they the last 5 years they've been single. Every guy has been, a piece of crap or not worth the time. They go on a date and then he doesn't call, or once they have sex, he doesn't call anymore. Just in other words, they date with purpose. The guy turns out to be a piece of shit, and then there you go. But then they
That's
get
a
a good guy in
whole.
front of them, and all the things that they said they wanted, this good guy actually does bring to the table, at least some of it. And then guess what? That guy is the one that she will probably just say, "Oh, you're a nice guy."
That's a whole other conversation.
Yeah, but we won't get into that.
that,
We'll
that,
we'll,
that,
we'll leave
that'd
that
be
one
a
alone.
whole lot longer conversation.
But we've ranted long enough. How long has it been? Oh, almost 48 minutes.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So not bad. We'll try to keep it shorter next time for you guys for sure. As I said, this was random, impromptu, no script, no bullet points, no nothing, nothing rehearsed. You can probably
Just
tell
off the dome.
off the dome. We do plan on doing this more often. Probably once a week. If we can do it more often than that, cool. We talk about we had these discussions all the time. So
And please feel free to suggest topics. We might go along with that.
yes, please, all the comments, just if you can, like honestly, don't be rude. We're not gonna be rude to you. I don't respond to ignorance. I'm gonna tell you right now. If I see it, I'm just gonna delete it. So don't waste your time. If I'm not gonna say if you don't have anything good to say, you can express yourself, but do it without the insults. All right. If you think I'm being inconsiderate, I can take that, but you because you're being civil about it.
That's all. We're asking you to be civil.
Just
You
be
can
civil.
disagree all you want.
Yeah,
Just be
and
civil in how you
I'm
disagree.
not I'm not here to we're not here to prove you wrong.
Just say, hey,
We're not here to
Shayla,
prove you wrong.
we think that you guys are chauvinistic and misogynistic or you're rude or say whatever you want to say. Just be civil about it.
That's all we ask. So we're not here to call out anyone in particular. We're not bitter. We don't hate anyone in particular or women or nothing like that. No, we don't. We hate the way things are going in the dating world. But at the end of the day, no, we actually just want to hear perspectives and provide our own. We want to hear about your experiences. Maybe your experience is different. What we talked about earlier.
We can learn a lot, honestly.
We can learn from that. Like if you saying this example we gave earlier, it didn't work out that way for you. Tell us about it. We actually want to hear. Not throw it back in your face. We actually do want to hear. So definitely, if you have anything to say, be sure to leave us some comments. And until next time, just the two good men here. As I said, I'm Dr. Feelgood. This is the Good Shepherd.
And it's all good.
All the time. I ain't gonna put it in the
Yeah,
religious
yeah,
part. I'm gonna
yeah.
leave that part out.
Yeah.
Y'all probably expecting that though, but we ain't gonna do it. Peace.
Peace.
Kinda.
What?
What?
Cool.